everyone, I am Nishu and today I am going to teach you all types of respiration from chapter number 6, Life Process. Students, till yet that what was the definition of respiration? What is the difference between respiration and breathing, respiration and combustion? And now we are going to study about the different types of respiration. Now this respiration can be classified into two categories depending on the involvement of blood and on the involvement of oxygen. So one by one we are studying now. Depending on the basis of involvement of blood, respiration can be classified into two types, that is direct respiration and indirect respiration. Now what is direct respiration? Direct respiration, in other words, you can consider it as a breathing process. Just simple inhaling oxygen from the outside atmosphere inside the body and release of carbon dioxide to the outside atmosphere where your blood involvement is not there. Simple words, we can say that oxygen passing through nose entering inside the lungs and CO2 from the lungs is released out through the nose into the atmosphere. This process is called as direct respiration, where blood involvement do not take place. But in case of indirect respiration, when after inhalation, when oxygen is reaching the lungs, now inside the lungs, alveoli is present, air sacs are present, which are highly supplied with blood vessels. And from these air sac, oxygen enters into the blood. So from now onward, when oxygen, this molecule is mixing inside the blood, so the involvement of the oxygen inside the blood and passing through the blood to the cells of the body and inside the cells converting into carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide from the cells coming back inside the blood. This process is called as indirect respiration. That means the process from where your blood is getting involved into the respiration process. During the transportation of oxygen and transportation of carbon dioxide, where involvement of blood is there, that type of process respiration is called as indirect respiration, whereas where only inhalation and exhalation is taking place, that is your direct respiration. In other words, direct respiration can also be called as external respiration, where only transportation, where only inhalation and exhalation process is taking place. Whereas your indirect respiration can also be called as internal respiration, that means it is taking place inside the blood vessels by getting up mixed inside the blood. Now, if we talk about the second type, that is on the basis of involvement of oxygen. So, respiration depending on the involvement of oxygen. On this basis, your respiration is considered to be of two types, that is your aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic word can be considered by the word air, and anaerobic can be considered where air is not present. So, aerobic respiration, a type of respiration where the involvement of oxygen is taking place. When the process of respiration will move ahead, will be completed only in presence of oxygen, that type of oxygen, that type of respiration is called as aerobic respiration. But when the process of respiration is taking place in absence of oxygen, that is called as anaerobic respiration. It doesn't mean that when oxygen is not there, CO2 is present. It is not that means. But what is that? When the respiration process is taking place in absence of oxygen, where oxygen is not present. At that time, the process of respiration is called as anaerobic respiration. All the living beings, plants, human beings, animals, we all have aerobic respiration. But there are certain cases of microorganisms where your anaerobic respiration takes place. We can have an example of fermentation and various on, which we will be discussing later in the later parts of the. You have understood the classification between the two types of respiration. Now, with more detailed explanation of aerobic and anaerobic respiration, it is very important to understand in detail. So what is aerobic and anaerobic? Literal meaning you are knowing now that aerobic respiration is a type of respiration which is taking place in presence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration is a type of respiration which is taking place in absence of oxygen. Now, both the processes, aerobic and anaerobic, they are oxidative process. Oxidative, I hope it is clear now. In the last videos I have explained that oxidation is a process of breaking down or of burning down of food substances. You all know that which type of food substances are broken down. That is your carbohydrate, protein, fat. These are the food substances which are broken down. Now biologically these food substances in the topic of respiration is called as respiratory substrates. The food substances which are broken down in the process of respiration are called as respiratory substrates. That means your protein, carbohydrate, fats are the respiratory substrates which are broken down, which are oxidized during the process of respiration. And during this respiration, on the basis of presence, on the basis of availability and unavailability of oxygen, you have studied just now that it is classified into two categories, your aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration is a type of respiration where your respiratory substrates like protein, carbohydrate, fats are oxidized in presence of oxygen, are broken down in presence of oxygen. So hence it is overwritten here that oxidative breakdown of respiratory substrates in presence of oxygen. So aerobic respiration is a type of respiration process where your respiratory substrates like your protein, carbohydrate and fats are oxidized, are broken in presence of oxygen. Whereas in anaerobic respiration, oxidative breakdown of respiratory substance in absence of oxygen. So you are knowing it that anaerobic respiration is a type of respiration which is taking place in unavailability of oxygen, in absence of oxygen. So here the respiratory substance will break down, the food substances will break down, protein, carbohydrate, fat, they will break down, but the oxidation will take place in absence of oxygen. In case of aerobic respiration and whereas in case of anaerobic respiration, in both the cases energy will be released. Whenever oxidation, you know that respiration is a process where your glucose is broken down in presence of oxygen or in absence of oxygen to produce energy. So energy was the main product which is produced in case of respiration in form of ATP. So in case of anaerobic, in both the cases, your ATP will be produced, energy will be produced. But in case of aerobic respiration, energy produced, energy released will be in large amount. That is 36 molecules of energy in form of ATP will be released in case of aerobic respiration. But in case of anaerobic respiration, energy release will be taking place, but the amount will be less. Only 2 molecules of ATP will be produced in case of anaerobic respiration. It's a very small amount. Energy is produced in both the cases, but during anaerobic, very small amount of energy is being produced. It is only 2 molecules of ATP are being produced, whereas in case of aerobic respiration, a large amount of energy, that is 36 molecules of ATP are being produced. The end products of the aerobic respiration. What is the end product? What is the final product which is produced after the process? When you are cooking a food, you are taking raw material, and after that some product is being formed. Similarly, here in case of aerobic respiration also, after the completion of the whole process, something is being produced. So what is being produced? What is at the last? What is the end product which is produced at the last of the process? So during aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and water are produced as an end product of the reactions. And in case of anaerobic respiration, at the last, the end products which are produced are ethanol, ethyl alcohol, it is also called as, and carbon dioxide. So these two are the products which are formed. Carbon dioxide and ethanol are formed as an end product in case of anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, in the beginning also I told you that aerobic respiration occurs in all the type of living cells. All the living organisms, all the living cells will perform aerobic respiration. But there are certain cases like bacteria are there, fungi are there, where your anaerobic respiration is taking place. That means in some cases of bacteria, fungi, there the respiration is carried on in absence of oxygen. Sometimes in some of the books you might be studying that your anaerobic respiration is also called as fermentation. We will be moving with this fermentation topic little later with the ahead of the chapter, but now this much was about your aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. There is much to discuss about these two. To study aerobic respiration in more detail, it is very important to know that how the process is taking place inside the body, inside the living organisms. Now you are already knowing that aerobic respiration is a process which is taking place in presence of oxygen. You are also knowing that during this process a large amount of energy is being produced and it is taking place in all the living cells. But how this process is taking place, to know in more detail, we are going to discuss all these points over here in the topic. Aerobic respiration. To understand this topic, we can understand by 3 steps. Aerobic respiration, it involves 3 steps in its completion of its process. To know aerobic respiration more nicely, to understand this topic very nicely, that what actually aerobic respiration is doing inside our body, we need to know these points. It involves 3 points, 3 steps. The first step is saying that uptake of oxygen by the tissue cells. What do you mean by this? Uptake of oxygen by the tissue cells. Direct and indirect respiration we have discussed now. You are knowing it. That direct respiration was simple inhalation and release of carbon dioxide was simple exhalation. But in between inhalation and exhalation, what was happening to that oxygen? The oxygen was entering inside the blood and blood was carrying that oxygen to the cells or to the tissues of the living organisms. So that oxygen via blood will enter inside the tissues of the living organisms. So this is the first step of aerobic respiration, that after inhalation through the nose, when the oxygen, atmospheric oxygen is entering inside and passing through the lungs and through the air sacs, when it is entering into the blood vessels, through the blood the oxygen is reaching to the cells. Now what will happen inside the cell? What will happen inside the tissue? Oxidation of food inside the cells by the enzymes will take place. So when oxygen will reach inside the cells of our body or cells of the living organisms, then already food substances, respiratory substrates in form of glucose is present inside the tissues, is present inside the cells. So this oxygen reaching through the blood to the cells of the living organism. Inside the cell, this oxygen will help in breaking down the glucose, breaking down the respiratory substrate, breaking down the food substance inside the cells. So when this glucose will be burnt with the help of oxygen, when oxidation process will be done, then what will happen inside the cells? Oxidation of food inside the cells by the enzyme. So when glucose present inside the cells in presence of oxygen will be oxidized, after that your elimination of CO2 from the tissues will take place. So inside the cells, when the burning process, when the oxidation process of glucose will be completed with the help of oxygen, then as a result, energy, water and carbon dioxide is being produced. So energy will be stored inside the mitochondria, a cell organelle present inside cell, and whenever the body will require that, it will be transferred to each and every part. But CO2 will be behaving like a waste product and body doesn't require it. So the CO2 from the tissues will be eliminated out, will be released out into the blood, and via nose, via lungs, it will be released into the atmosphere. So your aerobic respiration is completed in 3 steps, and hope it is clear. I'll repeat it again once, that your oxygen, after entering inside the lungs, it enters in the blood, and from blood it reaches to the cells of the body. So what will happen after the oxygen reaching to the cells? Inside the cells, oxidation of food inside the cells by the enzyme will take place. So after the oxygen reaches to the cells, glucose already present there will be oxidized with the help of large number of enzymes. Enzymes are various types of chemical substances. With the help of these chemical substances, with the help of these enzymes, the glucose will be broken down with the help of oxygen. And as a result of which, carbon dioxide, energy and water will be produced. Energy will be stored in the cells of the body of the living organisms, so that whenever the energy will be required, will be transferred to each and every part. But what will happen to carbon dioxide? It behaves like waste material and bodies doesn't require it. So that carbon dioxide will be released out back from the tissues into the blood, and via blood CO2 will travel to the lungs through nose into the atmosphere. So hope aerobic respiration is clear to you all. I'll repeat the steps again, that during aerobic respiration, first of all, the atmospheric oxygen passing through the lungs enters in the blood, and from blood it reaches to the cells of the body. Inside the cells, the glucose is burned with the help of oxygen to produce energy in form of ATP. 38 molecules of ATP are produced during aerobic respiration. The largest amount of energy is produced during this process. And the CO2 which is produced, that CO2 is thrown out from the tissues. Via blood, it is thrown out into the atmosphere. Here you can see that I have written a summarized chemical equation for the aerobic respiration. The summarized chemical equation is showing that C6H12O6, which is the chemical formula for glucose, it enters inside the cells in the cytoplasm, where oxygen is not present till yet. Oxygen is absent. So in absence of oxygen, in unavailability of oxygen, this glucose inside the cytoplasm converts into pyruvate plus energy. Pyruvate is again a type of chemical compound. So in absence of oxygen inside the cytoplasm, glucose is broken down into pyruvate and energy. But as soon as the pyruvate is formed, oxygen is availed inside the mitochondria of the cell. So this pyruvate in presence of oxygen inside the mitochondria will convert into carbon dioxide, water and energy, that means ATP. So during aerobic respiration you found that in mitochondria, in presence of oxygen, glucose is getting converted into carbon dioxide, water and energy. This is the summarized chemical equation of the aerobic respiration, which we will be discussing in more detail in the later part of the chapter. This was an introductory part only to just give a gist of the topic, that what aerobic respiration is actually. Then, organisms showing aerobic respirations are called as aerobes. So, those living organisms in which your aerobic respiration is taking place, those organisms are called as aerobes. Now, moving ahead with anaerobic respiration. You all know that anaerobic respiration occurs in absence of oxygen, where oxygen is not present. In that type of conditions, your anaerobic respiration takes place. This type of respiration is also commonly called as fermentation. We will be discussing all these terms later in the later part of chapters. So anaerobic respiration occurs in absence of oxygen, also called as fermentations, and all the living organisms showing anaerobic respiration are called as anaerobes. Now, like aerobic respiration, your anaerobic respiration also involves two steps. In anaerobic respiration, the two steps are, the first one, during aerobic respiration you have studied that in the beginning part of the chemical equation, glucose inside the cytoplasm was breaking down into pyruvate in absence of oxygen. That was the part of anaerobic respiration. So always in the complete cellular respiration process, in the beginning, anaerobic respiration takes place, proceeds with aerobic respiration. Here, during anaerobic respiration, in the beginning part of the cellular respiration, your glucose in case of bacteria will convert into ethanol, C2H5OH, ethyl alcohol and water, plus energy in form of 2 moles of ATP. So this is the complete summarized equation for anaerobic respiration, that glucose in presence of bacteria, it will convert into ethanol, water and energy. Energy will be produced in form of ATP. Hope you have understood the complete respiration topic in case of types of respiration. Thank you.